Okay, so I'm going to make Callie's dog food. I'm going to use ground turkey, salmon, ground lamb, chicken livers, chicken breast, chicken gizzards, and ground chicken. Then I'm also going to use peas and carrots, yellow squash, and zucchini. I'm not going to cook the vegetables at all. It'll be raw, zucchini and yellow squash. I'll peel those. After I cook the meat, I'm going to let everything cool, and I'll add the vegetables to it. I'm going to grind the meat all up. So I'll show you how I prepare everything. So for the chicken breasts, I'm going to get them all out of here. And I'm going to try to trim as much fat off of the meat as possible, if there's any fat on them. I'm just going to put it in this bowl for right now. Not a whole lot of fat on these. That's good. So once I have all the fat cut out of there, I'm going to go ahead and clean the meat just a little bit. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the chicken up into cubes, just manageable so it would cook better. I'm going to put it in this pot right here, along with all the other meat when I get all of that done. It's going to cut it like this. This is a barber wire knife. I'm going to grind all of this up later, so I don't need to have it in bite-sized pieces. It just makes cooking a lot easier. It doesn't take as long. So I'm just going to throw all that in there. I'm going to do that with each piece of chicken. Okay, so I'm getting the last of the chicken breast in there. So that's what it looks like. Wash my hands and prevent cross-contamination between the next meat. Also washing cutting board, bowl that I use, and the knife. It's just more clean that way. My hands. Whew, that water's hot. Right, so the next meat I'm going to do is the salmon. We're going to take the skin off of it. So then I'm going to just kind of skin it right here on the corner a little bit. I'll be able to pull that skin right off here pretty soon. All you hunters out there are probably going, oh my gosh, she's slaughtering it. That's okay, it's his dog food. Alright, there we go. There's some dog food manufacturers, companies out there that make fresh dog food and stuff you can get online. I like doing it this way because, one, I know what she's getting. This is all for Callie. She's a 12-year-old Shih Tzu, and she's also on Denamarin and Ursodil for her gallbladder and liver. Her vet said, don't feed her any beef, just do chicken and poultry and stuff. Lamb is okay. So got the skin off. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to chop this up, put this in the bowl too. The nice thing about these salmons here is there's no bones in them. So I don't have to worry about any of that. I still check. I have 2 of these salmons, so I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Okay, so I got the last of the salmon cut. Once again, I'm going to wash my hands. Next thing I'm going to get the chicken gizzards. This is your heart, liver, kidneys. Really good protein. I don't need to do a whole lot with this at all because I'm going to grind it up anyway, but I'm going to, if there's anything that's really big, I'll go ahead and just cut it down a little bit. Wash it off. So the next meat I'm going to get is the chicken liver. So that's what the chicken liver looks like. I'm going to go ahead and drain this. Liver, good source of iron. Just going to cut those up a little bit. So for the next meats, I'm going to use the ground chicken, the ground turkey, and the ground lamb. So all I'm going to do is just open each package and just break it up, put it in the pot to boil, and then I'll use a wooden spoon to mix it all up as it's cooking so it doesn't scorch or stick or anything like that. So as I was saying, Callie is on Ursodiol and Denamarin. And what happened was when she was younger, we went to go get her spay, and they do a test to see if she can process the anesthesia properly, meaning not only accepting the anesthesia, but being able to wake up afterwards. And they found that she wasn't going to be able to process it properly, so they put her on this medication. So we did that for about a month, and they did the test again, and they said, okay, it'll be good. So we did that. Well, then after she had her spay, she was still kind of lethargic and everything. She was before too, and just wouldn't want to eat at all. So the vet suggested that she be put back on it, and it seemed to perk her up and everything. So that was, she's 12 years old now. She's been on it for now maybe 6 years. So, and we've had her occasionally tested to see if she still needs to be on it, and yeah, she still needs to be on it. So Shih Tzus are finicky anyway. All right, so now we make our own food. So that's what the pot looks like, filled. And I'm going to put this on the stove. I'm going to add just a little bit of water. I don't want to add too much. It's going to create its own water, but that'll help a little bit. We'll put it on the stove and we'll get it boiled down. So like I said, I'm going to use a wooden spoon. That will help keep it from scorching. Just kind of mushing it down a little bit, letting that water get to the bottom. I'm going to put a lid on it here pretty soon. I have it on about a medium heat. Alright, so now I'm going to put a lid on it, and I'm just going to check that every once in a while. Alright, so now I'm going to peel these. And then I'm going to chop these up. Again, I don't have to make them really small because I'm going to grind it up anyway. I'm not going to cook these. These are all going to be raw. And the peas and carrots. I'm just going to put these in there. Alright. That's all that looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to grind up some of the veggies. This is the noisy part of it all. Use my magic bullet. Kind of chopped up, not really to a puree or anything, but just chunked. That's going to get all mixed in with the meat. I've been stirring the meat up too occasionally. Alright, so now I have the last of the veggies all cut out. And that's what it all looks like. The next thing I'll do is I'll add the meat. It's almost done. Alright, that meat's looking really good. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. I'm going to leave the lid on it for a little bit, finish cooking. So I got that turned off. I'm just going to let it cool. Alright, so now that the meat is done, I'm going to drain it. I've got a bowl, my strainer. I'm just going to do the meat into the strainer. That way the juices can go down. Ouch. Hot pot. You can keep some of the juices if you want to create like a gravy, but I like to keep her food kind of dry. It's a kind of like a wet food that's not like some of that canned wet food. It's just a little on the dry side. Used to be on the canned food. She would go 2 or 3 days without eating. It's like, what the heck? I started making her own food, and now she can't wait to get her dinner. We give her some kibbles in the morning. Sometimes she'll eat that, or even after dinner, she'll eat some of the kibbles, some of Buster's kibbles. Buster doesn't have any issues, so he eats dry dog food with some wet mixed in, and I mix in his glucosamine and chondroitin pills, and that way he gets those. He doesn't have a problem eating at all. In fact, what's really funny is with Buster, he likes his dog food. If you were to offer him some brisket or a piece of roast beef, he will politely take it out of your hands, put it in his mouth, and he'll drop it to the floor. Because he will not eat table food. He doesn't eat table scraps, but he's polite enough to take it from you. I'll let Callie have it. So then Callie will come along and she'll scoop it right up. He's funny like that. He's 80 pounds. His vet actually said that he looked kind of skinny, but I don't know. I think he's the perfect weight. He's a perfect truck dog. Alright, there's the meat. Gonna let it drain and cool. I've got the drippings all in there. We're going to put that in the garbage. Alright, so it's all drained. Put it back into here. It's still real hot. And the other thing too is you want to clean as you go, so you have a whole bunch of little messes to clean up instead of one really big mess to clean up. There it is, all cooked up. Now I'm going to get ready to grind it all up, and then this is the drippings that drained out of it, along with all the rest of it. These jars like this are good to use to pour your excess grease and drippings in. So you just do that, and then you just throw them in the garbage. Alright, so now I'm going to grind up the meat. So I'm just going to put a few pieces in there. Yeah, it's a process, but that way she eats healthy. And I'll show you what the consistency looks like. See that? Almost a dry powder. Yeah. Pour that right in here. I'll do it again. And then after I get some in there, I will add some of the veggies to it. That way it gets layered properly. Alright, so far that's what we got. Okay, so I'm going to finish the rest of it. So I've got a pretty good amount so far. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some of these veggies to it. Okay, about that much. Stir that all up in there. And I'll just keep doing that all the way through. That way it gets all nice and mixed up. Yeah, that's looking good. One of the nice things about do it on your own because you get to make up your own rolls. So I'm gonna put half of this in here. Got all the meat ground up. Callie's been coming along cleaning up all my little dripping messes. Alright, now I'm gonna take half of the veggies in one and then in the other. Gonna mix that all up. Getting ready to put it all in the containers. So now what I'll do, fill these containers. These are just over a pint, and this will last about 7 days. I'll take this and I'll pack it down. I don't want it in there loose. I want it nice and packed. So I'll pack it down. See, kind of like that. All right, so there you have it. That's one container, all packed down. I'll put the lid on this. Make sure you burp it. Set it off to the side, and we'll get the other one and we'll do the same thing. So I have 8 of these. I'll put them in the freezer. Now the other thing that you could do too, if you wanted, is you can actually do it in individual servings in like the seal meal. That's another idea. So it just depends on what cost you want to endure in doing all this. So this will actually last a week. Alright, there we have it. And we have just enough for her dinner tonight. We'll see the taste test in a little bit. Alright, so there we have it. We have all of them in the freezer. I'm keeping one out for this week. So that's where we got it. And that's 2 months worth of food, at least. Alright, so now I'm going to feed the dogs. This is what Buster gets. He gets one of those. They're chewable, but he doesn't like to chew them just by himself. So I'll break it up and then I'll smash it. Then I'll add some wet food. I'll mix that all in. That way he'll get all of that.